This is a slightly unusual item for us in that it's not obviously a piece of campaign furniture or travel equipment, but it does have a connection with travel. It's a mirror, of course, but where's it from? Well, originally it would have been a wing mirror on a vintage car, and so it's really very adjustable. You can turn it into all sorts of positions just to get the right angle for your needs, and that's done by quite a simple system of ball and socket joints, one at the top and one at the bottom. And linking these two fixed balls, you've got two shaped brass bars joined with a couple of bolts and nuts that you can tighten them up to give you the flexibility to move it into whatever position you want. And this was made by the Stadium company. If we look at the back there, you can hopefully see it says Stadium registered, and they were formed in London on Paul Street, just around the corner from Old Street, in 1911, and in 1929 they then became a private company. So it's an early wing mirror off a vintage car, and you can see the thick beveled glass used, so that'll be nice and strong on your car. But what's great about it is that it's a good example of an antique being repurposed and given another practical life. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of vintage car people out there who spend their time looking for mirrors like this to put back on cars, and that's great, that's brilliant. It's always good to get things back to the original. But if you're not one of those collectors, to use this in a domestic setting is very practical. This mahogany stepped and moulded base has been put on later, and you can see that you've got a plate here which you could screw on. Well, you could easily take that off this fitting, and if you needed a shaving mirror or a bathroom mirror, you could then screw this to the wall in your bathroom. You could use it as a small dressing mirror in the bedroom, perhaps. You can turn it and get it into all sorts of wonderful positions, and it still is very practical. So it's a brass Stadium company mirror. It's going to be early 20th century in date. It's also stamped on the bars there actually as well, so stamped in two places. And just one of those fun, quirky items that if you have in your home, it's always going to grab the attention of a visitor who's going to want to know what it is. And as I said, a really interesting, clever use of repurposing an antique vintage wing mirror.